know about the MySpace platform? It's not obvious to the outside.
I think compared to Facebook, there's been fewer changes on the MySpace platform. MySpace platform has always been less viral than Facebook has been. And I think there are a number of reasons for that. One, the major one is just the various ways that you're allowed to notify or not on MySpace. There are many more channels to do it on Facebook. And, you know, for us, our ability to succeed after about 3 or 4 months of trial and error on MySpace was based around the sort of 4th and 5th time visitors and engaging them more than trying to just juice the initial invite path the way you could on Facebook or in an email. That has been pretty consistent all the way along. I think also another thing that makes MySpace a little less viral is that there are fewer, the high percentage of Americans and UK people, they just tend to be less viral now because things started getting viral in the US sort of in 97, 98. And a lot of people are just aged up for these messages, and so they respond less frequently. I think the momentum issue is a very good one around viral acquisition because we did an experiment probably about 5 years ago with a site that was identical to ours. We were friends with them, and we both built a viral website. And we had a hiccup on our database on day 4, which lasted about 6 hours. And that diverged the viral growth path of the 2 sites so that 6 months later they had registered 58 million people and we had registered 45 million people, literally back to that 1 6-hour glitch. If you lose that momentum, you can lose a large portion of your acquisition. It's a very delicate, artistic type of approach to user acquisition. And what I tell people when they come to my office to ask about this stuff is you have got to make it part of your DNA to virally acquire. You've got to make it in your heart. You've got to actually feel what it means to make it viral. And there are a few people who've done that, including these guys. And you've got to bring that into your company in order to make it work because it's very delicate. The incentivized virality that you see on Facebook and MySpace is a new thing that didn't exist prior to these platforms, but those are starting to become less effective over time and will continue to become less effective. So you have to constantly reinvent your viral path.
As a leader in offers, clearly engagement and monetization are directly related together. So you see across many of these apps. What are the trends you're seeing in the last 3 to 6 months as you start to see monetization and how engagement is so directly related? Any specific types of apps that surprise you? Any specific types of games? What's something people wouldn't know without getting it straight from you?
Okay, so let me put this in the context of user acquisition that the panel is about. It's very, very surprising. We've seen less and less applications really use the viral loop effectively and become very big overnight. I think more and more commonly what we're seeing is you need a sustained effort. You do need the viral loop to work, but you also need a sustained effort to actually buy an audience and buy the right audience. We've run hundreds of tests at this point, actually buying users, doing a user acquisition campaign for some promising applications. And then here comes the second pitfall. We find that the users that we acquire don't really have the right ROI, they don't monetize. So actually, it's more and more a delicate balance right now. How much money do you spend? What type of users do you get? And then is the viral loop working and are they monetizing? So what would you find from us that you wouldn't find? It's still, we can be surprised.
Who monetizes best when you acquire them? Should I acquire Scandinavian women?
Yes, you should acquire Scandinavian women. We like Scandinavian women, but...
It was you dragging them down.
No, who should you acquire? Well, certainly the US traffic from a monetization perspective is one of the easiest to monetize. UK, Australia, all of those English-speaking countries from a direct payments and also offer perspective is highly monetizable. We have sparsity of offers in some of the smaller or not English-speaking countries in the industry, so those are not as desirable. In some countries, there simply aren't valid payment methods for the users to use, so those are not desirable either.